Good afternoon. Welcome to the noon update for our winter storm on January 19th, 2025, on the second cup of coffee. Well, some very interesting observations. Let's dive in. The past hour, we've seen a leveling off and even a cooling taking place of our surface temperatures. We pretty much have stopped warming along the coast, range somewhere between the upper 30s to lower 40s for highs today. Now those temperatures are starting to fall off, falling about a degree on Long Island, between 38 and 39. Along the Jersey Shore, they're around 38 degrees, whereas in the last hour before that, they were a little bit warmer. So we're starting to see that shift starting to take shape. And also, you're seeing over the northern tier, temperatures are in the 20s over portions of the Poconos. Catskills are freezing lines over northwestern New Jersey. And we're starting to see reports of snow taking shape in southwestern New Jersey. A bit of a mixed bag here. We're just getting rain, sleet, snow, all sorts of precipitation down here over southwestern New Jersey. Philadelphia is also reporting about a mix. We're getting at times some rain, some snow mixed in there. So the wintry mix idea is starting to pan out already. It's only 12 o'clock. This is a little bit faster, about an hour faster than what I was expecting for a start time on the I-95 corridor, at least around the Philadelphia metro. But we're clearly seeing the end of the warm air transport at the surface with the northerly winds, and our stationary front here now setting up to allow for our surface low pressure system to track to the south and start to pull some of this low level cold air towards the coast. Over portions of central and southeastern Pennsylvania, we're seeing light to moderate snow showing up, with some accumulation being reported, about dusting to about half an inch being reported. You can see out here towards York Airport, we're seeing moderate snow taking shape already. And when we take a look at the radar, this is a good tool, right? WeatherTap is usually a pretty good website to use. It is paid for, just so you know. And you can see that we have a nice area of snowfall here. But what about this area here? This is where you really want to compare observations to what you're seeing on the radar, because in reality, we're seeing a wintry mix here of snow and rain and sleet, whereas in the guidance in the radar prediction, it's showing rain. Okay, so really what we should be considering here is more of a wintry mix. So I'm going to take off the winter mask for a second because I want to show you what is actually evolving here. And we're seeing a lot of moderate to heavy echoes showing up here, especially around Virginia. It's really starting to take shape over Pennsylvania. So what we're seeing here is a rapid development of our frontogenesis, a rapid development of our lifting. So when we start to see this scenario, you really need to step away from the model guidance. I know a lot of people are jumping on the HRR guidance. You might try to pull off the NAM or the European in a couple hours. The storm's right in front of you. And so sometimes it takes some time for the model guidance, especially the mesoscale model guidance, to adjust a bit. And we're seeing a lot of signals here that we're going to get some pretty good banding taking shape here. Now, let's also look at the evolution of our low pressure system. These are pressure falls, and it's pretty much on track to what we were expecting. There's no changes. Anyone is telling you the storm is north, south, east, west, faster or slower. It just isn't true. It's right pretty much on track to what is being expected in the forecast. You can already see the cold cloud top starting to develop here over the Ohio River Valley as our short wave starts to intensify and drive towards the mid-Atlantic coast. You can see some of that Boeing I was talking about already starting to show up. Let's see if it's on the infrared. Yep, you can see some of that Boeing starting to show up as our low pressure system starts to organize. Again, this is not a strong low pressure system. This is a weak to moderate low pressure system. It's not going to be breaking any records here, but it's strong enough to throw this moisture back into this approaching Arctic air. How is our Arctic air approaching this hour? Well, like I said, at 850 millibars, we're waiting for the new primary low pressure system to take hold. So we still have this southwesterly flow. So we're seeing this warm air transport over the southern tier, but not very strong. We haven't seen any strong shift in the 850 millibar thermal gradient. And at the surface, again, we're waiting for that surface low pressure system really to start to organize and take hold. But you can see the northerly flow. Where is our core? Where is our air mass coming from? It's coming right from here, and it's streaming down into the Hudson River Valley and down into the coastal plain. So that's why we started to see that stop in the warming that is taking place. Combine that with the precipitation starting, you're going to start to wet bulb some of these temperatures, and so that is what we're gradually seeing. So what we're going to be following as we go on through the afternoon is what we call frontogenesis, this enhancement and lifting. And you can see that enhancement when you see it causing that lifting, it cools the atmosphere. So that's why we're starting to see a lot of snow reports being reported in the suburbs west of Philadelphia and starting to develop in Philadelphia with rain snow mix. We get some of those heavier bands you're going to start to see changing over to snow. Again, a nice area of Frontogenesis setting up just pretty much as expected at 9 to 25 millibars. Let's go down a little bit. Let's go up a little bit more in the atmosphere. You see 850 millibars getting a little bit better organized. And then what we're going to be watching out for is what we call divergence and diffluence. So let's look at it between 700 and 400 millibars. You're starting to see a little bit lifting out here. Divergence and diffluence from 850 to 250 millibars, focusing off the coast here. And you're starting to see a little bit more in the jet circulation here. What this basically means, all this tells you is that there's more and more lifting starting to organize around the coastal plain as our storm begins to organize. So for the most part, it is taking shape as forecasted. We'll continue to keep an eye on the surface temperatures. Again, we just got an update now, and Philadelphia is now reporting all light snow with a temperature at 37 degrees. So you can see that the atmosphere is cooling. And also we're seeing that out towards Mount Holly, a light snow being reported down to 34 degrees. You might be wondering, hey, how is it snowing at 37 degrees? Well, it all comes back. And go back to here. Let's pull up 850 millibars. Our thermal gradient, we're actually below freezing in the mid levels. So this precipitation, it doesn't become rain until it gets to the lowest portion of the atmosphere. And we're not even talking about 9 to 25 millibars. We're talking about the immediate surface. So once this precipitation becomes heavier, we start to mix down this colder air, and we include the cold air transport that starts to take shape. You can see how the evolution of our transition from wintry mix and rain on the immediate coast over to snow is going to evolve pretty much as expected. The question is, how fast? We'll follow that and the rest as we go on through the afternoon.